Hello, friends and neighbors. I know that, welcome to Blinky's Guitar. Well, I don't know what to call it today. It looks like some sort of a bizarre satanic ritual because I have the effigy of a Les Paul crucified upside down. Or at least that's what it looks like. That's not really what it is. I have no enmity towards Gibsons. They are the inspiration for Epiphone, after all. But what this is the block that I'm going to heat and form the sides of the guitar around. I put these ears on it so that it would be, I could put it in a clamp and have it, use gravity to my advantage in all the positions that I would need to. I have saved the pieces that I cut around so to make little clamping dogs that I can, and I don't know if I'll use spring pressure when it comes right down to it. I haven't, probably not, because then I'd have to go buy springs. I'll figure out some way to do this with what I have. Probably put little, screw little tabs to the back of it that I can just cinch in and screw down. But in any case, much progress has happened. The sides, or the front and back I should say, are now identical. I clamped those together, trued them up on the belt grinder, and then changed to a fine belt and prettied them up just a little bit. So, and it's not perfectly, how would I say this? It is not perfectly bilaterally symmetrical. It is bilaterally asymmetrical somewhat, and I'm absolutely cool with that. It's not like this is going on the market, and that's just another mark of being custom made. If anybody says anything, I'll just say it's an offset guitar. But anyway, I've got these. Other than, for the final assembly, these will be polished up more than they are. But for now, I'm through messing with these until I actually get the sides bent and I start, putting some holes in here for pickups and bridge in the front, in the one that's going to be the front. One of these has a couple of cracks that I've gone after with some super glue and tried to, fix the best I can. That's this piece. It's going to be the back. I'm going to make it the back. However, I finally solve it. I have more, for the piece of mahogany that's going to be the center block, we're going to split this down the middle. And I was thinking that I would just run a solid block to the guitar. Then I decided not to make it go quite that far. And then when I'm gluing this and doubling this, I'm also now thinking that I won't actually make it double thickness for its entire length. I'll have it double thickness up here for the part that is going to be the neck pocket. And then I'll have it, I should show you this way, actually. I'll have it double thickness up here in the area where the neck pocket is going to be, and I'll have it double thickness here where the bridge is going to be. I was not going to have it, I was going to have this single thickness in this area to give this top a little more room to vibrate, but, and, resonate, but I'm really thinking that I may do something else, some kind of marquetry or carving or LED lights. I'm not sure, but I'm going to do something in here. I've been given a couple of ideas, and I've been bouncing a few of my own around, and I'm working on that part. This is actually going to be a much better guitar than I originally set out to build, but I'm glad. I'm glad that the project is kind of growing and becoming something else. And projects with me tend to do that. I think projects in general really tend to do that. Anyway, this is cut about the thickness of the poly, smaller than this. And well, you can see if I put it here, you can see that it's a little smaller. And I actually, when I just started doing this, I decided to just eyeball it. Every time I'm on this thing, I've started marking very fine lines, and then I make raw saw cuts and have to grind them away into a slightly different shape anyway. So I've just decided to build this thing from the perspective that everything I do is going to have to be ground down a little smaller and trued up. So I'm slowly whittling these materials down to the guitar, building them up from the inside out and whittling them down from the outside in, until I have managed to cut off everything that didn't look like a guitar, and whatever's left hopefully will look like a guitar. So stay tuned. One of the things that I do want to show you is what I'm using for clamps on this. I didn't tell you ahead of time, and I thought about it as I started doing this, and this Velcro one wrap, I really like it for lots of things, for handling cords, and I keep it in the roll and don't cut it until I need it, and it is actually coming in pretty handy for loose and tight clamping things. What I'm going to be doing as I heat this next section here, I've got this, I've got my little bending form kind of already made, and once I get it bent, I'm going to take some more of this one wrap and I'm going to hold that in place while it cools by wrapping it around the other part of the belly and letting it cool in place, and then I can, you know, pop that loose and do the other side the same way. I'm making this clamping as I go up, as I go along, but I've discovered that this one wrap is, man, I've used this for clamping solutions in the past, and it turned out to be the thing for doing this. So if you don't, it's another thing that isn't that expensive, and man, you know, I'm going to start keeping a roll or two of this that I just don't cut, you know, so that I can just wrap it back up and have a wonderful big old clamp whenever I need it. Okay, folks, bending the sides, yeah, well, that was a bust. Which is to say, even with as much heat as I could put on it, I still ended up busting the pieces that I needed. I've put about as much energy into putting clear sides on this thing as I can. Now I'm thinking wood, maybe micarta, don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to give myself a little bit of time thinking about something else so that those good ideas can just pop into my head, because folks, let me tell you something. The voices in my head have a good idea every now and again. So I'm going to wait for one of them to come, because right now I'm lost. I'm kind of, I need another good idea. And I'll have one, but it's going to take a minute. So I'm going to get out of this garage. I'm going to go play a guitar. Maybe I'll record something for you. Anyway, be well.